I wanted to talk about how when we are born, when we come into this world, we come in like animals, like any other animal, and we are in our bodies, we are in the present moment, we are in our feelings, and babies and toddlers express those feelings. Anyone with children or nieces and nephews or children in your life, you'll know this. So in the moment, free and honest with their feelings. So we come into this world expecting to be allowed to be who we are, because we come in as who we are, and we expect is a weird word, but I don't know how else to say it. We expect love and encouragement and support and to be cherished. That's how we come into the world. And then instead what happens, our parents give us the message along the way to some extent. Tell me if this is not you and you had a completely kind of perfect experience. I'd love to hear from you, but almost all of us had the experiences of getting the message from our parents at some point to stop what we are feeling. Don't feel what you're feeling. Don't do what you're doing. Don't be you. Stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about. The message is shut it down. Even if our parents tried to cheer us up, as some of my clients have told me, my mum was always so kind. She always said, oh, don't cry, have some chocolate, have some ice cream. Even then, the message is don't feel as you do. Don't be as you are. Now, this is usually because our parents don't know what else to do, and our vulnerability as their children, seeing our vulnerability triggered their vulnerability. And if they didn't have capacity to just rub us on the back and say, let it out, it's going to be all right, I'm here, then they wanted to shut it down. So what that meant was we learned to shut it down. We learned to shut down our feelings, and in doing so, our true selves. And in doing so, our animal instincts. I don't mean like fight or flight instincts. I mean the intuition is probably more what I mean. The wisdom of the body. And because we've shut down our feelings and our deeper intelligence, we develop over time, and this can particularly happen in adolescence, of course, we develop a persona, a way of coping. Our persona might be that we become quiet. It might be that we become the clown, the funny one. It might be that we become the perfectionist, the overachiever, or the people pleaser, or something else. But in the process of shutting down our feelings and our needs, of course, if we shut our feelings down, our needs are also shut down. We don't know what our needs are. We don't see them anymore. We don't know that they matter. We don't get the message that our feelings and needs matter. We develop shame. In getting the message that our feelings are not allowed, we shouldn't feel them, we shouldn't be who we are, feel what we feel, want what we want, that it's wrong to feel as we do, we get the message that we are wrong or bad because how we feel is wrong or bad. So this is what shame is, and it makes us withdraw inside of ourselves as well as shut down. And then we stop being our authentic selves. We stop living fully in our bodies in the way that we did when we were very small. This persona that we develop is an idea, a self-concept, a construct of who we are. It's not who we really are. Once we develop an idea of who we have to be or who we are, we also develop concepts of other people. And this whole mental universe gets created, this fantasy life. We get ideas of who other people are or who we wish them to be. I talk to a lot of people. I've experienced it. I relate to this. We make an image in our mind of who another person is, and we relate to that image, whether it's an idealized image or an enemy image. We are relating whenever we're thinking about someone and they're not actually there in front of us for us to relate to. Very often we're relating to an image of that person in our mind. And when we relate to images rather than relate to people, we get ourselves sort of distorted. We cause ourselves all sorts of troubles, whether it's a positive or a negative image, because it's our projection. It's who we wish this person to be or who we think they are, but it's not who they are. I think you know what I'm talking about. And we also have a strong idea of who we are and who we think we are and who we should be and who we want to be. For me, that persona that I developed in early adolescence and throughout my teenage years, that persisted into adulthood, of course, was kind of a cross between a people pleaser and a rebel. I see that really clearly now. And of course, that combination of being a people pleaser and a rebel has actually come with a great deal of success for me. But there is a cost. In losing connection with our own ground, with our true authentic selves, there's a cost. What is it for you? For me, the cost was I was no longer listening to and following my deeper intuition when it came to situations and when it came to people and relationships. I'm still learning about this in my life today. A question that my own therapist asked me a little while ago was, what did you ignore? I thought it was a great question. In that relationship, with that person, in that job, in that situation, what deep intuition, what deep knowing did you ignore? Because our answers to this question will give us clues about what we need to listen to in the future, about how we need to come back to ourselves, about how our mind might think this. We might have this idea about how our life should go and about how someone else is going to be or how they should be. And then it turns out quite differently. If we listen to our intuition, we won't be kind of led by the nose by these ideas and concepts of who we think we are and who we think other people are. Rather, we'll listen to our deepest intuition, our deepest needs, our core values. There's many ways of talking about this. And we will come back to that deeper place inside of ourselves, our authentic, intuitive self, the one we were born with. And the ego no longer has to control us. And then we'll see what happens. Until next time, bye for now.